First up, in no specific request, is Deep, Dark Hole on Principle in addition to. The government operative thrill ride stars Kiefer Sutherland as John Ware, who is a corporate cover agent capable at duplicity and demolishing lives. At the point when he is outlined for a homicide by strong powers that he didn't commit, he winds up in a wait-and-see game to recapture his opportunity. Kiefer is encircled by an extraordinary cast with lots of unexpected developments that will keep you as eager and anxious as can be. In the event that you partook in his other long-running series, 24, you'll adore this show. One Time of Deep, Dark Hole is accessible to observe now, and as of now there's been no conflict yet from Principle in addition to with respect to a subsequent season. Next up is the dull satire Mental Show Meet, accessible on Netflix. The show is simply delivered after our best Netflix unique series video. Any other way it would have been on it. The story follows two outsiders who have a close to mishap in a parking garage that grows into irrational anger. Over the long haul, their blow-for-blow relationship forms into raising demonstrations of retribution. This show has everything, covering every one of the feelings from being interesting on occasion to totally alarming. The composing is strong and has a great soundtrack with its astounding season finale. Ideally, Hamburger gets re-established by Netflix briefly season. Slow Ponies is a government operative spine chiller on Apple Television in addition to. The series follows a useless gathering of MI5 specialists who are shipped off a low-level division in the organization because of their vacation finishing botches. They are driven by a repulsive chief, the infamous Jackson Chief, played greatly by Gary Oldman. The show is very engaging to look as they explore the undercover work world, purposeful misdirection to safeguard Britain from vile powers. 2 times of Slow Ponies are accessible to observe at this moment. Furthermore, in a move you don't frequently find in the media business, Apple Television in addition to has previously recharged it for a 3rd and 4th season. Hacks of London is an activity wrongdoing show not standing out at merits. It follows the battles between rival packs and criminal associations in present-day London. Its transmission on Sky Atlantic in the UK. What's more, on AMC here in the States. The show follows Sean Wallace, played by Joe Cole, who is the child of Finn Wallace, London's most impressive kingpin. After his dad is killed, he has his spot to defeat epic showdowns among rivals, endeavoring to assume command. Hacks of London has lots of activity and a phenomenal cast. 2 seasons have previously circulated and has been restored for a 3rd season. Emotionless expression. No Connection to the Woman Crazy Melody is a dim parody wrongdoing show murder secret series on Peacock. It stars Natasha Lyonne as Charlie Cale, a club laborer with the natural capacity to identify when somebody is lying. When compelled to go on the run, she catches herself into a few baffling passings of outsiders during her movements. As usual, Lyonne is phenomenal. This could really be her best job. On the off chance that you're ready to suspend conviction and unimaginable incidents, you'll view this as an entirely pleasant show. Peacock has re-established Stoic Expression briefly season. Tulsa Ruler is a mafia wrongdoing show made by Taylor Sheridan, the maker of Yellowstone. Accessible on Fundamental. Furthermore, Tulsa Ruler stars Sylvester Stallone in his very first pre-arranged TV job. He plays a mafia chief barely out of jail who was sent by his manager to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he sets up a criminal association. Stallone brings his typical appeal, raising every scene in a show with quick pacing and a nice measure of humor to keep you engaged. Tulsa Lord has been recharged by Vital in addition to briefly Prepare. Hi Tomorrow is a sci-fi parody show on Apple Television. Also, this show will not be for everybody on the grounds that the plot is fairly unusual. It happens in a retro-modern world, and it stars Billy Crudup as a peddler named Jack Billings. Jack maintains an independent venture of mobile sales reps who go house to house selling condos on the moon. In general, it's a great show with exceptional creation plan right now. As yet watching for any news from Apple Television in addition to Weather High, Tomorrow will be recharged briefly season. The Responder is a police show series on the BritBox web-based feature. It was composed by Tony Schumacher, a previous cop from Merseyside. It stars Martin Freeman as Chris Carson, who is a cop in Liverpool. Having been downgraded as an examiner, he handles a progression of night shifts on the beat in Liverpool while attempting to keep his head above water, both by and expertly. While the tone of the show is dim, there's still sufficient unique English humor to keep you locked in. The Responder has been re-established briefly season. The Representative is a political spine chiller on Netflix made by Deborah Kahn. It stars the misjudged Kerry Russell as Kate Weiler, the new U.S. Minister to the Unified Realm, where she needs to diffuse worldwide crisis, passage key partnerships in London, and conform to her new residence at the center of attention while additionally attempting to endure her union with individual vocation negotiator Hal Weiler. It's an elegantly composed show with sharp, clever exchange, and shockingly, it's surprisingly fun. Netflix has restored The Negotiator briefly season. Next up is Barry, debuting on HBO way back in 2018. This dim parody wrongdoing show is additionally one more show that ought to definitely stand out enough to be noticed from watchers than it does. Made by Alec Berg and Bill Hader, who stars in the lead spot, is getting positive audits from pundits and fans that are like shows like Breaking Terrible, Round of High Positions, and others. To put it plainly, the story follows Barry, a hired gunman from Cleveland who goes to Los Angeles to kill somebody, yet ends up joining an acting class. While seasons 1 and 2 are generally excellent, seasons 3 and 4 up their game with considerably really exceptional composition, coordinating, and exhibitions. Every one of the 4 times of differ, with the 4th being its Keep Going, are accessible on Max, which used to be called HBO Max. Tokyo Bad Habit is a wrongdoing show series on HBO Max. Michael Mann, who created the 1980s show Miami Bad Habit, likewise fills in as a chief maker for this series also. Set in 1999, Tokyo Bad Habit follows an American writer working for a Japanese paper, who, with the help of the Tokyo Bad Habit police crew, takes on the city's most remarkable kingpins. The exchange in the series is parted among English and Japanese. With each new episode, it turns out to be seriously convincing and has astounding cinematography. HBO Max, presently called Max, has reestablished Tokyo Bad Habit briefly season. In the middle between is a show suggested a ton in the remarks in earlier recording. I just completed it and concur it's wonderful. This Australian dim parody wrongdoing show debuted on the FX network here in the States in 2018. Set in suburbia of Sydney, Australia, it follows a contract killer for an enlist who offsets his crimes with his commitments to his loved ones. There's a lot of developed pressure in this series, and Scott Ryan in the #1 spot job is fabulous. Mr. In the Middle of Between closed its 3rd and last season in 2021. All are accessible to stream right now on Hulu. Gratitude for watching. Assuming you have a most loved television program that you think merits more consideration, let us in on about it in the remarks. On the off chance that this video assisted you with tracking down another show to watch, offer it a go ahead. What's more, on the off chance that you haven't done so as of now, share this video with others, buy in, and ring the chime. Notice symbol for more television program proposals and other tech-related